high school years and even beyond, you were involved in a lot of different outreaches with Christian music. You went to jails, juvenile detention centers, even parks, you know. Yeah. And I like to see that in Christian music. What was that like? Did you see results, and what kind of things did the Lord do through that time in your life?
Well, you know, it seems like music and tied to a Christian message has always been a controversial thing. I was involved with a rock and roll band at first, and we had a lot of problems with church Christian people not understanding what was going on. But I tell you, when you're out there and you're singing about the Lord and you have a pure heart and all, the results will show themselves. I mean, there were a lot of kids that came to the Lord. It was neat to go into prisons and see people in totally desperate situations because they had committed a crime, just be full of joy in a situation where they're going to see steel doors and bars probably the rest of their life. And that has been the essence of what I've come out of, and I find myself even now, I do some juvenile detention centers and prisons and street things, and it's neat to take the word to people that are hungry to hear it, and as long as I'm alive, I continue to do that.
The theme of the program this time is being in the world but not of the world as Christians, and we live in a very secular, immoral world, and yet we've got to maintain our Christian walk. But do you think it's possible, and I know it is, but I want your comment on this, to get so spiritually religious that we fail to relate to our generation? And how do we avoid that?
Well, I think that's a problem as Christian people. We've got our churches, and we've got Christian clubs, we've got places that you can go for holidays that are specifically made for Christian people, and what happens is we can get really comfortable in that, and believe me, I know we need the fellowship and we do need to be with Christian people, but I feel very strongly that while we're here we need to make a difference, and we do need to move outside of the walls of the churches and outside of our fellowship to let people know about the love of Christ. And so there is a danger when we start to make Christianity a club that's exclusive just for people that know Him, and we kind of turn our back on those or look down on those that don't know Him. The thing is, there's a lot of hungry people and they need love, and we need to share that, and if we're not doing our responsibility, then people just won't know.
Yeah. Now, let's go to the other side of the fence, and that is going into the world and affecting our world. There's always the chance for the world's influence to come into someone's life. Where do you tell, or maybe in your own life, do you draw the line as far as, for instance, fashions? You know, there's fashions girls can buy out there that are contemporary, and then there's fashions that are, you know, almost immodest, and you know, styles and things like that. Because I think a lot of Christians feel like to be a Christian you got to be square or weird, and you can't look cool or look hip. You know, but where would you tell a teenager to kind of draw their lines of values in that area?
Okay, well, I mean, I know I'm even, you know, in my life, I am constantly tempted with thinking that having the right clothes or the right this or that, and wearing my lipstick a certain way is going to make my character the way it should be. But the reality is that our hearts first have to be right before Him, and that needs to show through. And I guess the thing I want to say to kids is, say to you that are listening today to the program, that you've got to not be fooled by what the media tells you. $45 Calvin Klein jeans are not going to make you the popular person that you so require to be, but to know Christ and to put your concentration in that is going to make the difference. And there has to be, and I believe that this comes with knowing the Lord, you will have a sensitivity about what you wear. Obviously, the word stresses that we need to be sensitive to our brother, and some of the things that we can wear can, and this goes to guys and girls, can be a stumbling block for someone else, and we need to be sensitive to that. It's something that, as Christian people, we are told that we need to do. You will come